The Lakers take an early lead in the Western Conference semifinals to the delight of a lot of people around here as they take Game 1 against the Warriors. Let's talk more about this matchup, which hits close to home for a lot of Filipino fans. And of course, my co-host and NBA Philippines All-Star analyst Diego Dario will do the honors and break down this matchup for us. But first of all, I think I read today that it was the highest rating matchup or semifinals, I forgot which one, in cable television in the States. So there was a lot of buzz, obviously, for the Lakers and the Warriors. How big is this? For the franchises? Maybe for the... Well, let's talk with the franchises first.
Well, with what you said about record-breaking, I'm not even surprised with what happened because this matchup is a matchup made in heaven. Basically, first series between these two franchises in the playoffs in 32 years. And of course, we have another Steph versus LeBron matchup, but this time not in the finals. So they're going to be, you know, trying to eliminate each other from getting to the finals. And that's going to be the first time ever between these two players. And of course, the heavy Pinoy fan base for both these franchises. It's a lot of storylines that's going to be coming up here in this series. And it's just Game 1. And that Game 1 was very, very exciting.
Hindi pa nila nakikita yung record ratings natin
Right.
here in the Philippines for sure. And Game 2 is coming up next. There are other like side stories and other side storylines in this. The AD factor, which we'll get to in a bit. The Jordan Poole factor, which we'll get to in a bit. But first, LeBron and Steph, your quick thoughts on that as they meet again. Does it affect their legacy? Are their legacies safe? Is somebody's legacy better than the other if one wins the semifinals? Walang tayo, ha? But what are your thoughts on that?
I think Steph has more to gain in this matchup in a sense where I think LeBron has cemented his legacy already. I think for sure, at least he's number 2 when you talk about, you know, the greatest ever to play the game. But
to some, he's number 1.
To some, he's number 1. But when you talk about Steph, when he gets this matchup against LeBron, if he wins this series, he has more to gain in just winning a championship. And if he eventually wins the whole championship as well, I think he's going to be up there as well when you talk about the greatest to ever play, and not just being the greatest shooter ever to play the game, but just overall being the greatest as well.
Okay, AD, very crucial in this matchup. Jordan Poole, very crucial also. But what are your thoughts on who will be an X factor in these two teams?
Well, I think the reason why AD had a monster game in Game 1 against the Golden State Warriors, remember that Sacramento matchup for the Warriors, they were giving Sabonis that mid-range shot. They cannot do that same game plan against AD because AD can hit that shot 9 times out of 10 when he's open. So he got that rhythm, and that's why he got a big game to get this win. And talking about Jordan Poole, that he had a great game, 21.6 threes. And I remember, I think I saw Draymond Green in his podcast after the game. He was defending Jordan Poole with that shot. It was a wide open shot, it was a rhythm shot, and he was 6 out of 10 before taking that shot. So he was on fire.
Just didn't make it.
Just didn't make it.
Too far, maybe a little bit.
Hit or miss. Hit or miss league.
That's just how it is. We have to just quickly discuss your thoughts on Boston and Philly. Embiid came back today, but they lost, and they lost big. Series is now tied at 1-1, but they go to Philadelphia for Game 3.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Joel Embiid winning his MVP finally. I think long time coming.
Could have been his second
for Joel Embiid, but you know, when you talk about the Celtics, I think I kind of expected this after losing Game 1 at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. They were just on point in Game 2. They won this by a big lead, even with Jason Tatum just scoring 7 points. Their game plan was on point. And talking about Philadelphia, I think they kind of did what they had to do already in the road, which is to split this and try to gain home court advantage, which they still have at this point.
And of course, the question here will be how healthy Embiid will be really the rest of the series. That will probably tip the scales, whether it's to Philly or Boston. All right, thanks for the breakdown, Diego.